So welcome back. Monkey's back or losing it. I've been entertaining him. I can't sing. We all know it, even if I was in chorus decades ago. And I was singing a certain Broadway tune, but instead of the proper lyrics, I was singing "Everyone's a Little Bit Jealous" sometimes. And that is a thing we were kicking around today. We were really busy today, and then I got a call from my friend finally. And she has a lot of challenges in her life. She does, but she's kind of like my brother, where I always envied him no matter what dumb life choices he made. I don't know his whole life story, but he always ended up on his feet somehow. He always landed on his feet. It was like supernatural. It was like he could not fail no matter how dumb he was. And, she seems, she's not like out to fail or anything. I love her and she tries to do the best she can, but, she always lands on her feet. And she kind of, I think she's very well aware of how good she has it. And yet, it was, I was just in a good mood because she was cheerful and she's like my grandmother's age. She was my grandmother's friend. So it's like my grandma. So, she was just, she wanted to have a chat today. So we talked for an hour, which, sometimes it's a couple hours. So an hour was short. But she has pizza party and game night tonight. She's so active. But she was kind of bragging on all the good stuff she has. She likes to get in a good brag. She'd be a good Norseman. And she's like, oh, the kids got her this phone, and then they're getting her another phone, and like it seems like, I know she must condense stuff, but or retell stories, but it seems every other second her kids are like buying her stuff, which is wonderful, but like they're always getting her computers and phones, and taking her out to eat and buying her presents, and she's so active at this place. I love her, but I got off the phone after an hour of this and I was like, I know she has problems, but I would like somebody to give me a Kindle Fire tablet. I would like somebody to give me a cell phone. Because YouTube's like, your shorts don't qualify for, 4K or something. I was like, I'd like somebody to give me some of this stuff. And Loki's like, I know. And I said, I kind of put it out of my head, and then I said it again tonight as, we're reheating some like beef from a can and we're making beef stew. And I said, I admit it, I'm jealous. And he's like, well, it's okay to get jealous. And I said, what? And Lucky's like, yeah, it's okay to get jealous. It's okay to get jealous of what other people have, and it's okay to admit it. Frankly, I'm jealous. She's living in a place that she can afford. She has a monthly guaranteed income coming in where a lot of people don't. She has a lot of problems and challenges in her life, but she always seems to meet them. She's a huge family. She's going out to casino. She's going to pizza and game night. She does her little business on the side. She's got everything going for her. And I'm like, frankly, I'm terribly envious is what I am. And I'm like, what am I gonna do? Brag that I got rejected by the shorts program? So I didn't say anything. I just keep telling her, "Oh, you left town at the right time, girl." Because let me tell you, I'm really not obliged to talk. I just try to talk to seem polite, but I'm really not obliged to talk. In fact, I think she gets mad when I try. But um, she will just talk right over you. You finally have to shove your way in the conversation. But Lily's like, it's okay to get jealous. Yeah, she's telling you about going on vacations and going to casinos and having pizza night, having game night, and hanging out with all these people. And she's running her business, and she works in she works in the food pantry. They have like a food pantry because she lives in, qualified housing. And, she still gets to do all this stuff. And I'm like, I don't think she realizes how blessed she is that a lot of people that live in that kind of housing don't have all this stuff. They don't have like people giving them cell phones and computers and, all this stuff. I said, I don't think she realizes how blessed she is. And he's like, oh, she realizes and she's having fun with this. And like, she has her car and she's going to get her car back. And I'm like, did we just have a conversation a year or so ago where you can no longer drive? But, okay, because if you tell her not to drive, then she'll do it twice and take pictures. So I'm like, okay. Um, but Lucky's like, it's okay because you're right. Most people in her position, and I don't envy her it, But, they're like, well, I'm jealous, but, I'm not like her. She doesn't deserve it. She doesn't realize, I don't think, quite that, most people in her position would not have a car, would not have a TV, would not have computer, would not have, even though she's living in this housing based on your income, they have security and they have security cameras and they have all these locks and they have an elevator and everything. I'm like, dang, this sounds fancy. Like, what kind of, assisted housing is this? And, he's like, yeah, he says, you have every right to get jealous because she's kind of going out of her way to make you jealous. And it's okay to have those kind of feelings. And what helps me over them is admitting them. Like, yeah, I'm jealous. She's getting all this stuff. She has health challenges. Yeah, she's still struggling with a lot of stuff. But, it's also like, I wish I had kids that took me everywhere, So he's like, it's okay. And what helps me is facing it. Yeah, she kind of went out of her way to make me jealous and it worked. And kind of facing that, some people just, they are kind of turned, and no matter what they do, they always land on their feet and like just stuff falls out of everywhere. And we were talking about stuff today, and we were talking about, what God should I have in my life and what God shouldn't I, and how do you know when you're working with the right God? Because even when you've been doing it for decades, sometimes you don't. And just, we've been kicking it back and forth. We've been really busy today. We were up super early waiting on our groceries, which I just threw on our porch, so that was nice. Thank you, delivery people. And, they're kind of banged up, but it didn't look like they tore anything open. But, Walmart, if they deliver your groceries, if you can afford to pay for it, I think they treat them better. At least every time they've delivered to my house. They've treated my groceries really nice, but like if they put it in a box from the warehouse, they just throw cans in with like those paper soup cups. Yeah, and you can imagine what they look like when they arrive. So thank you, Walmart. Sometimes they do a really good job. One box was like, yeah, everything was smacked up to heck, and then the next box had bubble wrap around each individual can. So it really depends on where it comes from and who did it. But we just had a day where we had to admit that. And, it's healthy to get jealous. People will be like, no, you can never do that. It is something you have to overcome if, like, you're in a relationship with Loki and it's chronically coming up and it's destroying your relationship. Then, yeah, that's something you have to work on. But every so often, getting jealous because you find out Loki does something with someone that he doesn't do with you, or it's just, it might even be something you're not interested in. But 1 second, please, guys. Allergies. I'm so terribly sorry. Let me see if I get this in time. But yeah, it's okay. Sometimes we're going to be jealous of each other because maybe, I do this with Loki and I'm like, well, big deal. We always do that. But maybe you don't. And maybe it makes you kind of jealous. And maybe you do something and I don't. And I'm like, well, hold on, guys. Sorry, cooking. Sorry about that. Maybe you do something and I don't. And maybe you describe it or I hear about it somehow and I'm like, how come I don't get to do that? And I get a little bit jealous. It's okay, guys. It's natural. It's just go to Loki. Tell him you're feeling a little bit jealous. Tell him you're feeling a little bit left out. That's how we used to describe it in the 80s. I've never seen anybody say that anymore, but honestly, the way it was explained to us as children is that jealousy is like feeling left out. Feeling left out. It's feeling the 80s definition, not the dictionary definition that we were taught in school, was that jealousy was just like when you feel left out. Like, say, two friends share a cookie and they don't share it with you. We're kind of simplifying stuff, but yeah, you feel a little left out. Like, I thought we were all friends. Where's my part of the cookie? Or maybe Loki sharing a special moment with someone that he never does with you. And never mind if you're not interested in that thing, you don't get to do it. It's okay to get jealous. It's okay to say you feel left out. I deal with a lot of gods that are very high strung, as I call them, and high bred, and very prone to jealousy and dramatics and flair. And, Odin hasn't done it in years, and Loki really hasn't done it so much, but, as Asmodeus has walked in and out of my life, he's the one that does the high strung, very dramatic jealousy thing. And, I get all the jealous ones. And, you know, in moderation, it's okay. In moderation, admitting you're jealous and admitting that you want something all to yourself or you wish you had whatever someone else has, that's fine. Just don't let it get out of control. It's impossible to never feel it. It is. You'll always feel it over something. And it was like a weight off my shoulder. Loki's like, yeah, it's fine to get jealous because he's known as a god that gets jealous and he's known as a god that gets greedy. And they're both fine in moderation. It's don't be so greedy that you eat 5 pounds of chocolate just so no one else can have any. That's foolishness. But it's fine to be greedy and take the 5 pound box of chocolate and, hide it in your cabinets and say to your friends, no, I don't have any chocolate. Why would you ask me? It's fine to do that. It's fine to be greedy every once in a while. It's healthy. It's normal to our species. Fine to get jealous. Just be open with it and admit to it. It's okay. It's how we're built. It's healthy. It's just don't let it go to extremes. So if you guys like what you see, like, comment, subscribe. I got yes back here, and I think I need to eventually get that stew in somebody, and I need to take him back to what is it, to Steam, because they're having now a rolled animal something something sale, and we haven't bought anything in a while actually, but I'll take him to look at that. And as we said in the short, we got that game. I meant to tell you guys about it, and now it's gone. So Loki helped me manifest an experience, so thank you, Loki. And after I started working with Loki again, more often, he's now center stage again. My friend called. Working with Odin more, the groceries were kind of banged up, but they weren't like totally trashed as they've come in sometimes and everything was in the order. So, it all works out. We're still trying to work out. They know that, forever and a day, I myself will have issues to work on. We all do. We all have hang-ups. And we all want to find, even if we know better, we all want to find out one magical god who will just give us stuff that doesn't exist. But we all want to find them. I've actually sometimes after I've talked to her, you guys know I keep it real. Sometimes I'll go talk to Jesus or God or whatever. And I'll go, never gave me a fire tablet. Never gave me a trip to a casino or a computer or a car. Let's sit down and have a talk because let me tell you something. But I'm glad she has it. I am. There's no sense being bitter. That's it. Don't let the jealousy turn into bitterness. Admit you're jealous of it, and it's okay. And then go and think of the things you have, because I guarantee you, no matter what you think you have or don't have, you've got stuff people are jealous of. You do. It's okay. You've got stuff that if other people saw it, they'd be like, "Oh, I wish I had that." So it's okay, guys. No matter what we have or don't have, there are always going to be people that want what we have, and they're going to be a little jealous, and we're going to be a little jealous of what they have, and it's okay. It'll all work out. So if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe. I got yeah back here. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.